When Donald Trump isn't in the courtroom these days, he's busy preparing for his presidential bid. CNN's Julia Benbrook joins us from the White House now. And Julia, what do we know about Trump's search for a vice presidential candidate?
Well, Cynthia, that search is really heating up. In fact, former President Donald Trump's vice presidential hopefuls, several of them, hit the Sunday show circuit this weekend, speaking and often echoing Trump's talking points, expressing concerns about election integrity and bashing President Joe Biden. Now, they all did this after appearing with him at a fundraiser on Saturday in Florida. There are still a lot of names on that short list. It seems to be a long short list, but there are some that continue to come up often, including GOP Conference Chair Elise Stefanik, Florida Senator Marco Rubio, South Carolina Senator Tim Scott, and North Dakota Governor Doug Burgum. Now, with any of these potential running mates, there's a lot to consider. For example, Rubio is from Florida, and that is where Trump currently lives. The 12th Amendment requires electors to vote for at least one candidate from a different state than theirs. So if Trump decides to tap Rubio, one of them would have to change their state residency in order to pick up electoral votes in Florida. Now, Trump's senior advisors say that this short list is still quite long and in flux, and Trump has made it clear that he plans to pick his running mate closer to the Republican National Convention, and that takes place in mid-July.
Okay, now many Canadians here may not know the name Kristi Noem, but they could know her by reputation. Could you tell us more about this South Dakota governor and whether Trump is still considering her as a VP candidate?
Well, she was a top contender at one point, and sources have told us that long before these excerpts from her book, and I'll get into those more in a minute, but long before these excerpts from her book came out, that they were no longer considering her for this role. But she has found herself in an unwanted spotlight, receiving criticism for her actions that she describes in this book. And among those things that are being criticized include, she actually details killing a goat and a 14-month-old dog on her farm. She says that puppy was untrainable. Now, she uses this as an example of times that she was forced to make a difficult decision. That's how she is defending these actions. Now, again, Trump's team has said that she was not on the short list even before these excerpts came out. But if this book was an attempt to get back in good graces and get back on that list, it does not seem to be helping. It has received quite a bit of negative press here.
I would say that backfired. All right, Julia Benbrook in Washington, thank you very much.